Welcome to the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Rutgers University. My name is Hassan Najim, and I'm a faculty member in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. I am also the undergraduate program director, and I'm very pleased to give this short presentation about our program and what we offer to undergraduate students in our program. Civil engineering actually is amazing. It really has an impact on our civilization in many ways: water, shelter, transportation. Our program actually, like many other programs, we have 5 different disciplines: structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, construction engineering, transportation engineering, and water resource engineering. And basically, our students specialize in one of these in their senior year. So our program is is a 4-year program. In the junior year, they take 2 courses in each one of these 5 disciplines. And the senior year, they specialize by taking electives and doing the senior design projects, and some of them do internships as well. So I'm going to actually talk about some of the unique features of our program. Civil engineering structures are big, are unique, are giant. They are custom made, so they are different compared, to other disciplines. And they have a major impact on the location they are built, on the community, on the cities, and many of them become like even touristic attractions, in addition, of course, to serving the community and the infrastructure. I just show 3 examples here on these, and they cost a lot of money, and of course they have to last for a very long time, like about 100 years, 150 years. So they are very unique in their nature in terms of civil engineering structures. So I'll start to talk about structural engineering, which basically deals with design and construction of buildings, high-rise buildings, low-rise buildings, medium-rise buildings, stadiums, industrial buildings, bridges also, which actually is my next slide. Bridges also a big part of structural engineering. I'm showing here the actually design that was never built for the George Washington Bridge. Actually, this was the second choice. And bridges are amazing structures. There are about 600,000 bridges in the United States, about 7,000 of them in New Jersey, and they are fascinating. They have a big impact on our life, our economy. Then actually transportation engineering, related to traffic, roadways, interchanges, traffic management, intelligent vehicles. There's a lot of work in this area, and if someone would really be interested in this area, it would be great area to basically, it has a big impact on our life as well. Traffic congestion and buses, trains. So it's a very fascinating field. As a third field, actually, is construction engineering, which is also very important. It's basically the engine for our economy, the construction industry. And civil engineers will be managing projects, doing scheduling, estimation, procurement, planning, field inspection. It's a very interesting field. Construction management as well. Water resources and hydraulics. Hydraulic structures like dams, spillways, very important. Rivers, channels. Drinking water, wastewater, storm water, flooding, that's all really under this discipline, which is extremely important, especially in a state like New Jersey. And the last discipline of the 5 disciplines, is geotechnical engineering, which deals with the soil, and also foundations, where all these big structures are supported. Like, for example, I'm showing here like a coffer dam. This is actually a foundation for a big bridge. It's very impressive, how you're going to build this, especially underwater. A foundation for offshore platform structures is also very interesting, very challenging. Tunneling, how you design them, how you build them. So foundation engineering and geotechnical engineering is a big area in civil engineering as well. And one area that I want to mention, because it's gaining more importance now, is energy efficiency for structures and sustainability. So, I just put 2 examples here. So now, our structures really need to be energy efficient, use sustainable materials, healthy workplace, Like for example, you design a building, how close to a metro station, how close to parks, is it a healthy workspace, how the sun gets in, out, quality of air, ventilation. You receive points from this organization, the lead, and that's very important. So I think that's going to be a very, very, very important area in civil engineering as well in the future, and actually already started. So infrastructure is really what we care about the most. It's aging, so it needs repair, it needs upgrade, and I think that's going to be a lot of work for civil engineers in this area. It's difficult to build new things now, and we need basically to take care of what we have and make it last longer. And I think this is a challenge for civil engineers. I put this picture, we got flood in near Rutgers, 2003. This is the bridge in front of the stadium. Right on the river, flooding is very, very important. You need to have the structure resilient. Hurricane Katrina, that was a major disaster. It's very important to have resilient infrastructure. What do we mean by resilient? It means that it can only sustain minor damage. It continues to function while we do the repairs. You cannot really afford to have a major impact on the economy and on the people's lives. So resiliency is very important for our coastal communities and our especially for building levees and sea walls. I think these are becoming very important for those locations. So a quick review of our program. It's an AIDIT accredited. That's very important for licensing because civil engineers really need to be licensed as professional engineers. It's a Bachelor of Science degree. It takes 4 years, 128 credits to graduate. Students take courses in the beginning like math, science, physics, chemistry, computer programming in the first 2 years or year and a half. Then they take courses in mechanics, science of material, and then they get into the junior year, which is like what's called the core courses. They take courses in the various disciplines, and then the senior year, which they do specialization. So 128 credits, 4 years. There is the option to do a minor. Many students do that. You take 18 credits in computer science, in math, economics. So you graduate with your bachelor degree and the minor at the same time. And then we have a 5-year program, which is very attractive to students. You have a GPA of 3.2. You can get into the program very easily. And then they spend 1 more year, and then you get BS/MS degree. Excuse me. And then, of course, we have the 5-year BS MBA program, which is also an option for our undergraduates. About our research, we are very active in research in our department, civil engineering, unmanned aerial vehicles, connected vehicles, smart vehicles. We have Professor Jen here doing work in this area, train, rail track management and incident management. So using LiDAR, GPS, I think we're doing research in this area and involving graduate students, of course, as well as undergrad and helping graduate students. We also do research in infrastructure, trying to inspect bridge decks and roads. It's almost like doing an X-ray for the deck, or like for bridge decks. And so they're trying to really find defects very early so that we can repair them without major impact on traffic and lane closure. So, for example, it's like, what this non-destructive testing you can find, like, for example, red areas like, potential for deterioration, delamination, cracking. If you can find it early, you can drill, seal it, and then you don't have to impact traffic. But if you wait, for example, until later, then the deterioration has become extensive, and then you're gonna have to do retrofit and then close lanes, and so that kind of research actually is very important, like early intervention. So this shows actually like what you need to repair, like small area where you can dig, and then you can just repair and doing it in an automated fashion. So I think we are doing research in this area, which is very promising. We have also this unique facility on campus, the BEAST, where we can do bridge accelerated testing. So basically, we can deteriorate a full-scale bridge module in 4 months when it takes 20 years to do that. So basically all the deterioration and all the aging of the bridge that happens over 20 years, we can do it in 4 to 6 months by having, traffic on it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We can increase the temperature to 100 degrees, make it freeze to 0, throw salt on it. So that basically resembles actual what happens in a bridge during its lifetime. So it's very important because we can see what happens in new design, the new material, rather than wait for 20 years. So it's a very unique facility that only Rutgers has. So research and construction, actually, we getting into the virtual reality, artificial intelligence, to be used in construction projects, also in construction safety. Dr. Gong and his group actually do amazing research in this area. And so quick thing about our student organization, it's very important for students to do well in their courses and their classes. It's very, very important, of course, to get good grades, to go to graduate school, to graduate, to get scholarships, to get awards. But also it's important to be involved in extracurricular activities and student organizations. I listed here about 6 of them. I'll just talk about a few of them here. American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE, a fascinating group of students. It's run by students. They have a faculty advisor. They organize the career fair every year. Companies come to hire interns and entry level. They organize information sessions. They organize site visits. They also participate in competitions with our schools in our region. So here, like the concrete canoe and the steel bridge, which is basically designed, built, everything by students. It's a great learning experience for our students. Engineers Without Borders. This group actually work overseas. Group students travel to help in building like water filtration system, building a small road, small water tank. So they are really amazing group of students trying to make a difference. Engineers in Action used to be called Bridges to Prosperity. This is another organization in our department. Students actually design and go and help to build a bridge to help people in rural communities and underdeveloped communities so that they can really continue to move around, especially during when you have floods like on rivers. So we have been doing that for the last 5 years. Actually, we traveled to Bolivia, we traveled to Swaziland, and I think this year, 2020, depending on the situation, we'll see if we can travel to Swatini to build a bridge there. This is the one we built in 2018. And like I mentioned, 2020, hopefully. So actually we are teaming up with 3 schools, Georgia Tech, University of Illinois, and Rutgers. And hopefully we can do it. Just we don't know if it's going to happen this year, but we're doing everything we can. Where civil engineering graduates work, there's a lot of places. They can work as consultants. That's actually what I did before I came to Rutgers. I was a bridge engineer. I worked for a consulting bridge firm. It was a great experience for me, very rewarding, very satisfying. They can work as contractors if they like to go into construction. They can work for federal and state agencies like NJDOT, NJ Transit, New Jersey Turnpike, NJDEP, or federal organizations like FHWA, FEMA, Federal Aviation Administration. It's amazing. Civil engineers actually more than other engineers. They work a lot in the public sector, and like I said, because of the infrastructure and the impact on our economy and our community. Of course, they can go into graduate school, do research, or join a research institute. So there's so many opportunities, and depending on what the students like, we try to help them, advise them. They do internships. We organize information sessions to tell them, what is out there, so they can choose and decide. And people ask about salaries, and I think that's very important. Things are pretty good now, 67,000 starting salary. Sometimes you get signing bonus with it. I think it's looking very promising. The job market is very promising for civil engineers for at least the next 10 years, in my opinion. Like I mentioned about infrastructure repair and upgrade. So it's a very fascinating field. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully to see you at Rutgers. Thank you.